For some of us who still ask the question, why is International Women's Day still celebrated? I can think of hundreds of reasons, but below are two that my next guest passionately talks about. As long as women are still sold or exchanged to marry us off, reduced to the level of a mithun or a car or gold or money, as long as women are made to put up with polygamous marriages, reduced to being somebody's property to be used and thrown around, we will continue to raise our voices until women are respected, treated with dignity, and given equal opportunities, attention, and recognition. We do not demand for privileges. What we demand for are basic human rights. It is each of our moral duty, women included, to learn, propagate, and spread this within each of our circle of influences. I am so proud and honored to host Mrs. Arunachal Pradesh 2020 at Candid with Candy. If this is your first time, my name is Candy, your host for the show. Watch Sangi as she talks about how she wants to use her distinguished title to thrust forward her biggest mission, women empowerment, beginning with her community and state. I hope you enjoy the show. Hey Sangi, thank you so much for coming to my show. It's so lovely to see you.
Hi Candy, good to see you too.
It's been a while. You were just a little girl when we met the last time, and look at you now.
Yeah, like you're my senior in school, and like we used to idolize like Candy, the pretty one and the smart one. So it's been long now.
Yeah, I don't know about being smart. I was quite a mischievous one for sure. I know that you became a mother at quite a young age, and
yeah, 20.
you were a very ambitious, young woman. So can you tell us about that experience of being, a young mom and, having to leave your studies? Because had you continued, I'm sure you would have been a doctor by now, in whatever subject you chose. But that really didn't happen.
I had a baby, it was not planned, but it was unplanned. So she happened, and then after that, it was difficult for me actually to come to terms, and also because I was quite young, 23 years old, and I didn't know how to really handle a baby. And my husband actually transferred at Himachal that time, and I was back home with my parents, so it was long distance relationship as well. So all that, it was kind of very unstable for me, and then I had to leave my studies also, and this baby also was there, and so I found it very difficult to really enjoy that period. Being a mother, I was not really myself, and then I saw that my friends were pursuing their further studies and working and all that, so I felt kind of like I was lagging behind. Then after that, still I started preparing for my the state civil service, and I also got through it twice. I reached the vibe also, but I couldn't make it because the second time that I gave, I actually had my second daughter. When she was 4 months, I gave the prelims, and she was 7 months, I gave the mains. So in that way, I tried my best, but I didn't get through the viva as well. But it's okay. I'm happy that I tried and I gave my best.
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially what you're saying is you're playing various roles, right? You got married at 23, you played the role of a mother at that young age. Then you kind of had a different dream first in terms of a career and a job, and you changed that midway. And then you continued to study while you had your first daughter. So you were being a mom, you were being a student, you were being a wife, and you were juggling all of these things together, and a lot of emotions running in your mind because the life was so new for you. There's one more angle, right? Since you've been studying away from home for so many years, you also told me that coming back to Arunachal after school, college, your master's degree, and then coming back, right? Culture, I don't know if I'll call it a shock, but just a cultural difference So again, that was also
And
another factor that kind of played into this whole thing, right? So tell us about that as well.
when I came back, I had a lot of this adjustment to do because first of all, I was young, and then after that, I had never stayed in Arunachal, so I didn't know much about the culture here and like how the society really works. Because we see it from the outside, but until and unless we really go get into it, we don't really know what happens. And so in that way, even I had to adapt myself a lot, learning my own culture as well as because Arunachal is so multicultural, so I had to learn the other cultures as well. Still learning till I experienced like the panchayat system was different, and then how women were treated here. In my tribe, we are Shatupan tribe. We are really like women are treated like very like they take them in a different level, you know. We like kind of worship them, and we keep them like a lot of responsibility as well as a lot of they give them a lot of this respect. But the other tribes, I saw that they were experiencing a lot of issues like polygamy. I had so many mother friends that I made now, so they shared with me this experience about what's really happening in our state. I am against all that, and I feel that it's a really big issue in my state right now.
So yeah, absolutely. I mean, you touched upon something, besides the really other important aspects, which is, the overall respect for women and, how women are treated in society. Except your own tribe, the other tribes, polygamy is something that has been going on for many, many years, from forefathers to grandfathers to fathers to sons. And that is kind of an unwritten rule which is very acceptable in the society. That's what I'm hearing.
These issues like really burning in Arunachal, and the women are really facing the biggest problem, I would say, is this problem right now, like this polygamous issue that is happening here. And like even the men, they are supporting. Of course, there are a lot of men who support that this shouldn't happen in society, but of course the women are spearheading this campaign, like it should stop, you know, polygamous culture of Arunachal Pradesh should stop.
How many wives do they typically have? 3, 4, or is it 2?
Before, I guess they had like I know some who have like 7 to 8 wives.
Wow.
It depended man's capability of how much he could, you know, actually pay like kind of dowry for the girl. They usually used to pay, like buy the girl by giving them, you know, this mithun. You know mithun, that is a kind of cow types, nah? So this mithun they used to exchange for girls. So if they had mithun, like they'll give it, and then they used to exchange that. So like basically it more than 2, 3, and now of course it's like really decreased, because now even the women are becoming aware and they don't accept it, no? So now it's become a lot less, but still the fight is on.
So sadly the girl was reduced to that of a mithun, right? That's what I'm hearing, because you're exchanging.
Yeah, it's like what happens in the rest of the states. Like even if the girl and boy, they don't want to marry, they're not, you know, adaptable, so they separate, and the girl marries someone else and the guy marries someone else. So this is normal. But here what happens is, once the girl marries the guy, the girl can't go out of the marriage. The guy can marry more, but the girl has to remain with the husband. So that was kind of the culture. But now, of course, the woman maybe like, if the guy leaves her, then she will marry another one. But there are issues in that also.
Okay. No, I hear you. And I'm so glad that you, as the woman of this century, if you will, the face of Arunachal, is actually talking about it. I think it definitely creates a lot of awareness, and the fact that this is something that needs to be supported as a society, as a community. That message is coming out really well. It's sad. I feel sad about this, but it's good that as you're saying, that the women are actually spearheading this. So I'm sure there are several NGOs and the women leadership who are kind of opposing this and bringing this to light, and letting not only within Arunachal, right, and just letting everybody know that this is a wrong practice. So good
Yeah,
luck
yeah.
with that outreach and good luck with that mission. I'm sure that they will be success, and these are not, it's not something that you can overcome easily, because this is society, this is something that has been
Yeah,
cemented in the minds of people for years and years and years. So it will take a lot of time, but you know every drop in the ocean counts. So
yes, yes.
yeah, so good luck with that.
Thank you. We'll try our best.
The next question is something that a lot of people are, anxiously waiting for, and this is about your entry into Mrs. Arunachal 2020. We definitely want to know about, how the idea came about, and why you did it, and that whole journey, right?
Yeah, yeah. So actually, it was a sudden decision. I really hadn't planned that I will go for Mrs. Arunachal and all, since like my inclination wasn't really towards this pageantry and all that. This was, I guess, the right moment when I was a little free. She's almost, the younger one is almost 3, so I felt okay. I just saw the auditions and I felt like, okay, let me just try and give it. Let's see how it goes. So I gave the auditions and then I got through the. And then Corona happened in 2020, and then there was lockdown, and so that went out of the window again. And then when 2021 came about, the organizers again, they called us and they said, we are planning to have it again, but we will be using the title as 2020, though it happened just last month, February 2021. A lot of hard work. I thought like pageant life, you see the glamour world and you said, okay, they're just doing some catwalk and doing whatnot. But we had to put in a lot of effort, like, practice till 3 in the morning and this and that, diet control and catwalk, and then how to groom yourself, how to speak and how to eat and all that stuff. They groomed us. It was a nice experience actually.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. And, I just wanted to understand this other angle, right? Being a mom, and, you're married, and a pageant, as you rightly said at the beginning, it's a lot about glamour, and, people really talking about you, whether it's good or bad, right? Like you're in the limelight, and, the entire state knows about you now, and there's a lot of attention, right? How did
Yeah,
your
yeah.
husband, your parents, your children, right? How did they react to this?
I actually first I spoke to my husband actually, and I like, come on, let's just try and all. And then when it happened, and then it got serious, and then he was there behind me. He supported me, of course, fully. And then of course my mom also, she's really energetic, and she's like, you should do it, like you can do it. She was like full on supporting me. And then I decided, okay, since I am getting into it, let me give my 100%, So I went into it 100%. I tried, whatever I could. Wearing heels was the biggest problem for me, because I really don't know how to wear more than 2-inch heels, but I had to wear like 4, 5, 6 inches, so that was the biggest problem.
Yeah. When you're talking about show business and other things, you're talking about, oh my God, people are always, being so negatively competitive. What was your experience like?
When I first, when during the semi-finals, I remember, like, I was really stressed out, and the competitiveness, because like you question yourself if you're good enough. So that feeling comes. And then I spoke about it to my husband, and I said, I don't know what I got myself into. I shouldn't have come. I was like kind of having that feeling. And he was like, if you don't compete, how will you win? He told me that. No? So that those words like really affected me. I was like, yeah, if I want to win something, I have to fight for it and I have to compete. So I went with the right set of mind. And then when I reached there, my fellow contestants, like, actually we were in the same environment and feeling the same things. And so we like really gelled well. And I was expecting some negativity, but nothing like that happened. All my fellow contestants were so nice and like really encouraging each other, especially like, as I said, when the grooming session was going on, we were asked to walk in such high heels, and we had to walk only in pencil heels. We were not allowed to wear block heels also. So like, come on, you can do it. And even if we make mistakes, everyone was like, come on, just try, you can do it. So it was, I would say like my experience was a really healthy one. I didn't expect it, but it happened that way. And I always tell my contestants, like, you guys like make me so proud, because even though I'm Mrs. Arunachal, that we all had that sisterhood kind of feeling, you know.
And that in turn, helped you to network, to make new friends, and to just know your
Yeah.
people more, right? Which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because they would have come from different states, because it's
yeah, districts, and then also they all had each one had their own story, you know, and slowly we started sharing our stories, like all that. So we got really close, and we still keep in touch now.
yeah. So this is one good learning, right? Whether it's a beauty pageant or something that is really difficult, it could be an entrance exam. I think a lot of times people in general, right? Whether irrespective of the age, there's always that fear of, am I good enough? Oh my God,
Yeah.
why am I doing this? I think I'm stupid. What will people think of me? What if I fail? I think those are very natural human tendencies. And when a person like yourself, who actually won that crown, is talking to the other people in the public and saying that, hey, all of this is absolutely natural, it's absolutely natural
Yeah.
to do all of this. And the point is, you feel that fear, but you go ahead and take that step anyway, right? Just do it.
Yeah,
Just go for it. I think that comes out really well in your story, and I'm really, really proud of you. I know
thank you.
when you guys were little kids, you would idolize us or whatever, just because we were seniors. We were your seniors. That's all. No
No,
other reason. Right. But I can proudly say that, I'm so proud of my junior today. I think, you made a name for yourself throughout the state, and of course, within the country as well. And you did a fantastic job. I saw all your updates and the kind of things that you're doing with this title, right? Really reaching out to various districts, various women, children, and really working towards raising awareness and the development of women in general.
yeah.
So good job. I'm very proud of you. Tell us, what is your thoughts on, such pageants, right? Because it can be quite a controversy as well.
For me, I guess my reason for going to this pageant was get a platform where I can voice out on issues that were related to women, actually. So I felt that if I did win this platform, because it would give me exposure and the limelight, my voice can reach whatever thoughts I have or whatever I wanted to say, people will hear me now, because I have a title, or you can say I have a platform now. This pageant, I feel, it isn't really about the glamour world, or how tall you are or how thin you are. My main focus for them is on your personality, your talent, and how much social responsibility you've already shown. For this pageant, I was already working with a NGO back at home, so that exposure also helped me, like how much work I've done, my share of social responsibility. They also see like how much you've done all that. So the Mrs. pageant, even if you win the crown, it's not going to lead you to get a modeling career, because you are a Mrs. now. So your main objective now is social awareness on women related issues. So I guess this platform gives us a chance to do that, and we should use it rightfully. Be it like as I said, like be it polygamy, or be it like these land right issues that women are fighting for right now, or be it marriage registration, all these issues. I guess it is my responsibility now, so that I speak about it and spread awareness.
Yeah,
So I feel that it's a big responsibility now.
it is. And I think, you already started that quite a lot. I'm seeing a lot of updates. What is the message that you'd like to give to the viewers?
My message, I guess, it's for especially for married women. I would say, like, there's really no right time or right age to pursue your dreams. If you feel that, because if you feel that you want it, just go for it. I mean, people will say this and that, and there will be a lot of talk, but there isn't any right time, because I never thought that I would be a Mrs. Arunachal. So I guess just go for it, live your life, and keep on dreaming.
A lot of times people think that once you're married, that's the dead end, right? That's when everything
Yeah.
else, stops. Your life then becomes about dedication to your children and your marriage. Um,
Mm.
to a certain degree, that is the case. But if you yourself are not responsible for your happiness, then there is no
Yeah.
way that you can make other people around you happy, right? When you go to the airplane and you have the flight attendant in the front who's giving you those instructions, they say in case of turbulence, when the oxygen masks drop, what they tell you is before you help someone else, always ensure that you wear the mask yourself first, right?
Yeah.
So unless, and this is from the point of view of a woman and as a mother, unless I put my oxygen mask on and I can ensure that I breathe, right?
Mhm.
I cannot help my child or my sick parent or my husband or whoever there is around me, right? So I think that sense of self empowerment and self happiness is so
Yeah.
important. Mhm.
Mhm.
And that's the only way that we can all thrive as a family, because women are so
Yeah.
important, when it comes to bringing the family together, right?
Yeah. Core. We are the core.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder there, but that thought just kind of crossed my mind when you were talking about,
No, no, no. I totally agree. Like, as they say, we can't pour from an empty cup. So exactly that point.
keep up the great work and continue to shine and continue to make yourself, your family, and the entire state proud.
Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate each of your support and thank you so much for watching Candid with Candy. I hope you enjoyed Sangi's story. If this is something that you dig, please ensure that you check out more of my videos. Thank you again and see you next Tuesday. Till then, take care.